that you're just supposed to know. Also, the A-set smokes on Mirage. That's always a fun one.
Yeah, you can't miss those A-set smokes.
Now, ask me if I miss them. Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't look too close. Don't worry about it.
That's not important.
It's fine. No one cares if I make them. Except for my teammates.
Gonna see an early Palace fight here as Shutout gets Umar, and the trade comes through. Consti. Fine Shutout.
You know what I like that, though, right? Shutout, really rough Inferno, I would say. So what do you say? What do you do early on here? You go find a fight. You go find someone, and you go punch him in the mouth. And it works out. And yeah, he gets traded immediately, but at least he gets that kill early on and establishes some impact. Oh, Beaky. Beaky's here in the underpass. Oh, Beaky's popped ahead, and he's going to back away. That's a smart play. You don't want to chase. You don't want to get into a dangerous situation. He's going to be able to escape with his life and with the kill like a thief in the night. And then he comes back. Oh, my goodness. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but apparently Beaky does, and there's no way they expect this now. And he's got the bomb isolated. Does he realize there's a player in kitchen? He does. He's got that fight. He doesn't have the kill, and they're going to chase, but he's looking for the damage, and he may have overplayed his hand. That would have been an absolute baller play if he got one more kill. But as it is, he's still giving his team an advantage. It's fresh. He picked up one more in towards mid.
Well, A and Jason, the last two standing for Limitless. Still a chance here. I mean, they should be able to get onto the B side. I don't know if Fresh will be able to pop both heads. In fact, gets nothing and goes down himself. 2v2. Bomb going to be planted here, and Eros are on the outside looking in. Hey, hops around, has a look, spots the head of Omniscient, can't connect on it. Neither connecting on any of their shots. And here comes Eros charging in, closing the gap towards the site. JT Mythic finds one, and the second comes through for Omniscient. Oh my goodness, could have easily gone either way, but it's going to be Eros picking up the first round on Mirage.
Well done to Eros. It's a team ace as well, so everybody getting into the action, which is always a nice way to start things out. I love those pistol duels at range where everybody, you're just two guys shooting at each other and neither's hitting. It feels like, you know, like a Revolutionary War era musket line dueling off. Just blast. No one falls. Okay, reload the musket. No one falls. Okay, reload the musket.
Try again.
Oh, boy. And then they invented spiraling. And it all changed.
Oh, did it ever.
It's crazy that one day one dude was just like, what if we put grooves on the side of these barrels? Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, wow, that's a lot more accurate.
Works way better.
This is way... Why were we doing this other thing? It's crazy. All right, here's the first window smoke. Oh, and it lands. All right, cool. No sins here early on. Nicely lined up.
Off your brow.
It's like that. I can throw that smoke. Should tell you how much it needs to be known for everybody. Omniscient going to take two here from Connector, and a smoke gives him a bit of cover to play behind. Oh, he gets back up, and now his gun barrel's spotted, but they can't get the kill. Oh no!
Oh no!
You gotta get that. He can't find him with the smoke and the walls and the damage done, and now Omniscient is gonna strike again. They allowed him to live, and he will punish them for that mistake with a fourth kill on the round. What a round for Omniscient.
Oh no. Oh no. I mean, honestly, Limitless, arguably the better buy coming through into that round, but it's Omniscient with the A1S who picks apart every single player that he spots, and really, he shouldn't have been alive at the end. A should have been able to get that frag, get his second on the board, and give Limitless a chance to gain access to one of those bomb sites, but instead, he whiffs the spray. Not once, but twice. And yeah, that was a really rough go for Limitless, who are not off to the best of starts here on Mirage, as they're back to pistols only. Oh, look at Umar. I think he just ate a nade down to 52 as well.
Incidentally, by the way, RBG got 2-0'd.
Oh my
Spring roll.
goodness.
Takes it 2-0 over RBG. That's a huge scalp to find for a new move up team. That's a usual playoffs contender. Okay, Consti with the deagle, and now through the smoke and Connector comes Umar. Gun now gained, and they're locked out of sight. What has happened here, Limitless? Just get this one to take home. Beaky's looking the wrong way. Beaky's looking the wrong way. That's another rifle now. Drop. JT Mythic presumably should save. He's going to get that kill, but is he going to attempt this now in a 1v2? He will. He will fancy his chances. Gets an AK as an upgrade. Only 2 players to find. They don't have armor either, so it doesn't really matter what gun he has. Oh, he trusted that spam a little bit too much. Some wild bullets going through, and now I'm going to clear out more angles. And it's going to be from the Palace. Hey, he played a patient game, and it worked out beautifully. And Limitless will be able to snatch away around with pistols, John, with pistols.
Yeah, that was very little invested into the round, and they got everything they could possibly hope for. Consti, the catalyst there, with 2 very well-placed shots from the Deagle to get 2 frags for himself. And now they got AKs across the board, and they forced Eros onto their pistols. 3 Deagles, the CZ. Make that 4 Deagles and the CZ coming through, and a bit of nade usage coming through from Limitless towards mid. They just want to scare off any Eros members that might be nearby, but in fact, they are giving Limitless mid our Eros because they want to stack the sites. They have 3 on A and 2 on B. 1 pushed up quite aggressively into those B apartments. That is Beaky. Could do a lot of damage with that Deagle if they don't hard clear this corner, and JT Mythic around the corner as well. This is a very dangerous setup if you're Limitless walking into the apartments. And they back off it now, but still, had they gone in, that could have been very dicey.
Now, Dicey plays that other game. Oh. Look at all this information. Look at all this information. How do they choose to play off of it? The problem is they're probably not going to have enough time to actually execute it, right? Unless enough presence on B coaxes them back through underpass on towards A. Yeah, no, this is going to be the full exec. So it's time for these Deagles to sing, and JT strikes first. There's another for Beaky. He's looking for more. Dancing around the bench, though. He's had his head popped, and now they've spotted where the remaining players are coming from. But Consi's been knocked low. This is not over just yet. That bomb is planted. That should give a lot of comfort. They're going for the boost on the bricks. They are. Reframe the engagement. There's no one to get right, though, so that's not really going to make a huge difference. Omniscient's going to have to come off that. Oh, what a shot for Consti. Freshie trades it back. Yay. Continues to do damage. If he can get them to die with the bomb, that'd be cool. Doesn't necessarily need to clutch it here, but he won't be able to do either one. Tries to force the fight. And that'll be Limitless. Clawing on over again, but clearly to this point, John, pistols, very dangerous.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Eros doing a pretty good job. Before that bomb was planted, they had a chance to pull off the round, but once it goes down and you have the rifles set up and positioned to take on those pistols at long range, kind of goes the way of the rifles, and you see it work out that way for Limitless. So, another pistol buy-up coming through from Eros. They still didn't have enough money to get the rifles in hand. They want to play it safe. I mean, they did. They could have gone for a light utility buy and get the A1Ss in hand, but they chose instead to save for one more, and I can't necessarily blame them. As you're going to see, Eros, as a result of the buy-up, stack up on the A site. 4 players, only 1 was lurking towards B, but having seen nothing, he's going to decide to join his comrades there over on the A site. Looks like Limitless are, in fact, well, we don't know where they're going to end up at the end of the day, but the bomb is inside of T apartments and 2 players leaning towards that B site.
And they're going to have a free site. They've chosen correctly. They win the shell game.
Oh,
okay. JT has a wonderful hidden surprise for them. That's a rifle found. See, here's an interesting quandary for you, John. Since the A1S has gotten so good, right? Normally in this kind of round, you'd say, well, they probably want to save the rifle just to keep an AK into the next, right? But they're going to be able to buy full A1Ss, and the A1S is really good. So, do you just want to commit the AK towards doing more damage?
I mean, kind of looks like they're doing that. JT is going to fall off now, and Consti finds Beaky. Now, I think in this situation, you save, right? There's really no reason to throw it away. But I agree with you. I think that the fact that the A1S is more viable now gives you a little more freedom to kind of freewheel it with the AK in these types of rounds. And you saw them do that. I'm sure JT would have pushed up, had another frag come through from the pistols.
What's going on with these stickers? He's got Yay, he's got Sunny, and then there's a third one on the barrel. Oh, where's the AK? Hold on, I need to look at this. JT Mythic. What's going on with them stickers? What's the third one?
I think it's a Sunny. It's a double Sunny, maybe.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know whose AK it is either. Questions that need answers. Oh, there we go for Beaky. The old fast cat jump. Out the window and into a kill early on. And Beaky has not really slowed down much in terms of pace. I mean, I guess it's not bonkers yet, but it just might be. And Omniscient instead is the one who's delivering kill after kill. Done one, he's looking for more. What is that jump? Okay, Beaky did not realize there was a player up and in towards top mid, and he will pay for it, but Omniscient might just come bring it back around. Oh God. How is he alive? He should not be alive, and okay, Jason will correct that mistake. Eros playing pretty fast and loose in towards mid here, John, and they're paying the price for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they go that aggressive. They found the opening frags, just fall off it. You don't have to anymore. You can wait for them to come to you. Instead, now we have a 3v3 that could have been a man or two-man advantage on the Eros. And, hey, Jason and Consti all have that mid control, and Jason's trying to work his way out of connector into the A site. But A and Consti are going to head to B, and that is the right call because they only have JT Mythic waiting there. So it's technically a 2v1, maybe even a 3v1 if Jason doubles back to join his teammates. But I think he's just going to wait for rotations to come through. There is a risk here for Limitless, but it's pretty far away. Freshie on the flank. If they don't go quickly enough, he could pincer them.
Shut out, that's a big kill to find. That's a big kill to find. Take care of the lurker, remove any doubt. They've got to move now. JT Mythic just holding this Molotov because he knows time is his ally, and they've won it. They had won it on the clock, but Shutout will make sure with an op shot through. All right. Okay.
Wow. Expensive.
But
they get it.
And they keep 3 alive? 2 alive. 2 alive.
2, yeah.
Counting's hard. I had to replay like those last 10 seconds in my brain. Oh, look at all these nades stacked outside of ramp. Flashes. A million flashes. You're going to be so blind, Umar will ensure it.
Umar seems like the guy who picks up all the utility and throws it, right? And
he's also the opper.
Yeah.
Umar's wearing a lot of hats here, man. That's a lot of responsibility. Here come a million flashes. You will never see again. You will never see again. But Freshie, he can see clearly now. The flash have gone. He's got one of his own, and he's going to take the kill onto Umar. Umar even did some damage in this round, but it's just not enough. Looking for that ace, and Shutout denies it. Shutout snatches it. He yoinks it away from him. No ace for you.
Man, that would have been Freshie's first ace in 2 seasons. Jeez, Shutout.
How do you have that on deck? How do you have that on deck, man? Like most of your stats, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a smart thing to prep. That it's like, why do you just instantly have that able to recall? Dang.
I just have the 4Ks and the aces for them.
That's preparations right there, folks. Oh, okay. Umar, I think, just got a guardian angel who just pushed Shutout's bullet aside. And he even got the flick back. It wasn't a kill, but the op walking naked up mid, missing the shot, and not being killed. That should have been punished.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was in that he was lagged, but holy cow, yeah. They both of them just got away with something. And a double push in towards the palace is going to be the next address, but they're going to clear this. They're going to check it. There's one and a second as well for Eros. So now they have a really strong position. They have the kills. And with their own utility, they've really shut Limitless out from this take. Now the op's been able to reposition, shut out. Isn't going to need the health if he's got it here. Umar might try and finish what he started, but a nade will prevent him from even attempting. It's all going to be on to Jason. Oh, and Jason finds two, looks for the third, knew where he was, but shut out, hits a quick one to redeem his early round play and put Eros up to 5-3.
At the very least, Limitless still keep the economy a little bit precarious for Eros with those two frags coming through on Jason's side. So they can't get their economic footing, but at least they're getting the rounds on the board. They're up by 2 now, and Limitless are back to pistols only. But pistols have been very scary for both sides, in fact, so far here on Mirage. So maybe we got a little bit more magic coming through from Limitless here. 3 Deagles, the PT-50, and the Glock, and they're charging out into the apartments. Oh my goodness, look at the damage they're eating. JT gets 3, looking for the 4th, finally goes down, but only 36 HP combined for Limitless. The flank's coming through. Nice shot from Umar at the very least, but he is the last one standing with only 6 HP. And of course, no bomb on his back. If he had the bomb here, maybe a chance to plan on the A site, but if he did, then of course Eros wouldn't have rotated this heavily.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navi stickers on this. Anyone else? Just all the way through. PGL Stockholm stickers.
Are nice, man.
Yeah. Went in on it. Oh, deleted by Beaky. Didn't really matter since he had no health. Could have been a USB. This is a much more even effort from Eros early on, right? 7, 7, 8, 8, 9 with JT at the top. On the other side, I've just noticed Cryptic has yet to frag.
Oh.
It's unfortunate.
I did not see that at all.
Just casting my eyes over it. Thought it was an error at first. That's not ideal. See if he can crack that right here, right now. Some damage done. An assist, maybe, at least. I think an assist probably secured if Omniscient dies this round.
Yeah. And that's kind of shocking. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Just what are they doing in mid? Arrows are so freewheeling with the way they play mid, man. The number of times there's just one guy here. I mean, now they've got the setup, right? But Omniscient was moving into this position before his teammate was here to post up, Beaky. Shut out with the op. Like, he's just... They're so freewheeling with the way they play this, but it's going to work out here. Able to trade the AWP of shutout. Now they've got top mid control, but it's going to prompt a fast play in towards A. All right, John. I'm done being frustrated about their mid play.
No, it's fine. I was just going to talk about Cryptic a little bit because going into Premier and throughout relegation and the playoffs in advance, he was their top frag with 394 frags and 90.5 ADR. But since they got to Premier, he's really slipped and hasn't necessarily put up those numbers at all. So maybe he'll find his way eventually, but as it stands throughout last season, this one still not quite there. Bomb going to get planted here for Limitless, though. Eros primed for the retake. Nade flies through, and Cryptic on the receiving end down to 32 HP. Omniscient will be able to deal with I, you think, as a nade comes through from BQ out to drop Cryptic, and there it is. Omniscient does indeed find that. 4v2, only one. Jason, he's a tough customer, but not tough enough for Freshie, who does find himself a 2K, and Eros up to 7.
Omniscient did die, though, so I'm hoping that's an assist at least. Yeah! Cryptic got an assist and is still dead, so I guess he disconnected. Oh! Uh-oh, folks. Uh-oh, folks. Uh-oh.
Look. He just couldn't deal with 0 and 10. He's done.
Just out of the server.
Yeah, exactly. It's it.
You know, it happens. Everyone has a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the old loading screen tip. Sometimes your opponent's just having a good day. Sometimes they have a bad day.
Sometimes you're just having a bad... That should be a tip, too.
It happens.
If you're listening, Valve. Yeah. Sometimes you're just having a bad day. It's okay.
It's okay. And he's back in. And we're already going
Yay.
live. Everything's been rectified. No problems here. Cryptic back into the action. And they're going to go quick in towards B. Pass play on in here. Jason in the underpass. Still got some sick beats bumping through. Is it just me?
No.
Oh, okay, we got the sick beats. I was just looking to see if I had a tab open somewhere real quick. The madness was setting in. Madness. Every time a hype round happens, my dog just looks at me reproachfully.
Why are you waking me up?
Yeah. He's pretty conked. Nice nade. Poor Cryptic.
It's the second one.
She's getting picked on at this point. They've got wall hacks, but only for Cryptic. And down he goes as well. There we go. But it's working out nicely for Limitless. So you know what, Cryptic, your sacrifice was not in vain. Cryptic has enabled Limitless to get an advantage going into this round. Now let's see if they can capitalize. It's still Beaky and Omniscient alive. It seems like they're going to come in towards B, so Beaky's going to be tested. Begins the reposition, sets himself up to op on in towards the apartments. Going to miss the first shot. Well, actually, it was a leg. It did connect, but he doesn't realize Umar's still up in the hall, so down he goes. Health is not great here, but the bomb's going to be planted, and Omniscient could not get there in time to deny. There were only 10 seconds on the clock by the time that bomb went down, so Limitless not leaving themselves a big margin. But at this point, Omniscient has a choice to make. He knows so much health has been brought off. If he gets his first kill on A, that would be huge. Oh, the nade! The nade's going to find Consti. Consti is down for the count. That's one out. Oh, he's got the healthy player, but his back was exposed, and Umar will step away from this round with 4 huge impact kills.
That was scary for Limitless. Goodness gracious, Omniscient. Again, living up to his name, Mike, with the perfectly tossed nade, and almost finds himself the 3K in the 1v3 to clutch it out, but not to be. Umar does manage to save the day, and Limitless cut the lead down to 3. Looking at the economy, it hasn't been great throughout the half for either side. You're looking at Eros. They forced up here. 3 A1Ss, the MP9, and the CZ. The thing is, Limitless finally punished that mid-aggression for Eros in that previous round, but here they come again. They're madmen. They're charging up once more. Omniscient and Freshy do go up, and now they back off it. I think they just wanted the information, but still, that is a risky move to make. Limitless. That 4 players set up towards top mid. Utility's going to fly out now. Just a flashbang. That was for connector and window. And you see Umar using the space that they've gained, realizing that no one is in sight, and a smoke is thrown towards connector. That's a deep one and a good one.
So much space gained. What's the response from Eros? They're going to start to push ramp late, but what is this reposition on the ladder? They had no vision in towards mid. JT caught in that reposition. That's very awkward here. And well, now Shutout's been wiped out towards B. So this site's free and clear. It's going to be planted upon, and Umar is even doing further damage on over. Beaky needs to try and save this rifle. Omniscient, if he can drop this, okay, now that's the second gun picked up, but they still definitely can't contest this round. Definitely shouldn't contest this round. And they'll back away. Is Jason gonna hunt? Just thinking about it. But Beaky will be able to withdraw. And likely hang on to this gun.
It's very strange as, okay, Beaky does manage to take out Jason as well, so I think the hunt is probably over for the Limitless side.
But spacing.
Eros is getting off to these really hot starts on both first halves, and then things start to slip away from them as Limitless starts to get their economic footing. It's strange.
Well, it's sort of a classic, right? As well, where you know, they're throwing a little bit of a different look at you. Maybe they're doing some different things. They're doing some really madcap plays in towards mid.
The push towards mid aren't helping.
Yeah, well, but then your opponent starts to get a feel for your timing, for the pushes. You need to vary up the tempo, and Limitless are figuring them out. So now you've got to throw a change-up. 2 players down underpass is certainly a change-up. I think they may have been spotted because that molly was very purposeful. So, okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So we better go back and get that bomb. Oh, a little awkward there. There's the trade, though. Umar was a bit late to it, and they need to be wary because it's a full push out of the apartments. This is turning very dangerous very quickly. Guns have been picked up. Guns have been salvaged. Unfortunately, Shutout's the only one positioned towards A to do much of anything, and he's just got a USP. But look at this. They're flying right back into their next phase, and this time it's out towards the bricks. Cryptic should be holding for this. But it's Beaky instead to get the kill, and Freshy as well. This has fallen apart. This is the round that gets away from them. Just out and out aggression and chasing here from Eros, and that finds them in 8th, and that shatters Limitless's momentum.
Just this aggression shouldn't be working as often as it is, but Eros find another one. They take a lead into the second half, at the very least, with an 8th round victory. And now Limitless, well, they're going to share the wealth, try to get the best buy-up possible here in round number 14. It's going to be 3 AKs, a Galil, and the Deagle. Over on the Eros side, they got 2 A1Ss, a Scout, and 2 AKs. Didn't necessarily have to go for that Scout on Shutout side, but he chooses to anyway. And Jason gets naded down to 11 HP. In fact, I think sprayed down to 11. Either way, Consti looking to take a fight towards mid. And Eros, well, they've backed off the aggression a little bit now. Their positioning is a little awkward with 2 players over at Connector, 1 at CT, and no one really having visibility from mid window. I think Omniscient is thinking about coming out here through the smoke and having a peek. But as it stands, Limitless still have not made their move. They're waiting for some aggression to come through, in fact, and you cannot blame them given how Eros has played in this half.
The flashbang's over. Tons of flashes in towards mid. What is Limitless actually going to do here? Don't have any smokes. An A exec with no smokes. Ha ha ha. Don't love that. Just gonna try it with the flashes. That's a nice tag at least. Space game, but they're just gonna have to fight this. Shut out, nearly dropped, and Umar comes up Connector. No one was watching it. There was no mid vision again. Omniscient gives it up, and while Jason is dropped, that bomb is down, and this is a very tough post plant to hold on to. Umar takes one more in mid, and he knows he's got Beaky held. Well, Beaky will eventually find that kill. Look at the health for this retake. Look at the health.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. There was a smoke that was thrown by Eros that's very questionable. They are going to get a good Molotov thrown towards the stairs, maybe thinking about sticking this defusal, but there's really no chance. The HP's not good, and here they fall. A will get 2 and Cryptic 1. There was a smoke thrown by Eros onto the site. Not really necessary because it actually helped Limitless more than it did Eros because it blocked off CT. I'm not sure if that was a miss smoke or what was going through their minds, but that's a mistake, and it really did cost them the round.
I will say I feel like there's a lot of moments where Eros don't necessarily have the, and maybe this is just a comfort level together, right? Like it's time they have together. We don't necessarily have their responsibilities sorted, right? Like the connector guy pulls his focus to fight on towards the site, which is reasonable. There's a lot of players there, but then he gets shot in the back from connector because the player comes up late. You had no vision in mid. You don't know if chair's clear. You don't know if top mid's clear. You don't know if a guy's coming up underpass. You can't just abandon that, and there's been a few of those plays, and they have been for both sides, to be fair, but it is a kind of thing where that's I guess a discipline question for me, because the temptation is, there's 4 players coming on, or there's multiple players, and maybe someone called all out ramp or whatever, maybe that's the issue is miscoming, but no vision in towards mid does create a big problem there. There's an op for shutout, glass cannon in this round. That is interesting to me. Where are they playing it? Aggressive in towards ramp. Okay, I don't mind that setup. Obviously, there's a bit of a timer on it, though. At a certain point, you have to say, well, maybe we should move.
I mean, speaking back to the op again, Umar has been more effective with the rifle than with the op so far here on Inferno. We haven't seen any crazy standout op performances at all on either map, so it's continuing on here on Mirage. The utility is going to get thrown here into window room. Limitless trying to make it another 8-7 half. 45 seconds left for them to make their play. There's Cryptic finding an important one over on Freshy, and then Omniscient goes down to Umar. 5v3, charging onto the A site. There is still some presence here. Shadow with the glass cannon to connect on Cryptic and finds a second here on Umar. I was waiting for the standout off play, and there we have it. VQ Wow drops A, and all of a sudden this round turned right on its head. Consti does manage to get one back, but we're sitting at a 2v2, Mike.
22 seconds. 22 seconds is the big issue as well. Beaky reveals his presence just a bit early. It's all going to be on the shutout, but they have not covered off the angle. 12 seconds. They have time.
Oh my
They
goodness.
have time for this rotate?
They do, but it's going to be tight.
Yes, they do. Okay. 2 seconds to spare. 2 seconds to spare. And shutout now has to pull off a clutch. Class cannon this entire time and deleted. I'll have his head painted across the wall as we head in to this halftime break.
No one said it was easy. Don't even bother, cause I'm in this secure location. I turned off my phone and my patience. I wanna help you, but you ain't even trying. I made your own bed, now you gotta fucking lie. Ain't nobody, might be a little too deep. Nobody, whatever. None of my business. Ain't none of my business. Nobody, none of my business. It ain't none of your Nobody sitting, nobody sitting, none of my business. It ain't none of my business.
Introduce me, I'm the renegade. Ooh, every single night, I crave the taste. It's the adrenaline running through my gait. It gets me high, high, high. Got no time to waste. Ain't got time for small talk. I tell you the truth. I'm fascinated. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just fascinated. Look into my eyes, I'm not afraid. Take over my. Can you tell me something, 'cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
All right, another 8-7 here. Close as close can be, John. These two teams just do not appear to be able to put much daylight between them.
The thing is, yes, it's 8-7, very close, but Limitless had all the momentum near the end because they went on to win 4 of the last 5 rounds because it was 7-3 at one point in favor of Eros. But I think we mentioned it in that first half, towards the end of it anyway, that Limitless were catching on to the way Eros were playing. They started to wait for that aggression and really punish Eros, especially towards mid.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very curious for what we're going to see here, right? That mid fight's just being interesting because it was so very loosey goosey from the Eros side in multiple rounds, and it didn't feel like Limitless punished it to the fullest amount that they potentially could have. And to be fair, there were also rounds where that loose style worked out beautifully for Eros, and just they popped off and got a few kills, you know, going for very aggressive plays. So we'll see if they get buttoned up a bit as the half switches. We'll see what we can get going. The other thing we got going nicely in this half, in this game, is Shutout. Shutout made his presence felt on the scoreboard with that AWP, which is very nice to see considering how quiet he was on Inferno.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was more into that last round, honestly, but yeah, he's definitely been able to at least find his rhythm a little bit more so than Umar, who ended up switching to the rifle, and it worked out quite well for him. I think as soon as he switched off the op to the rifle, he had a 3K. So, you know what? Sometimes the big green just isn't the answer, and I think that Consti was running it towards the end of the half as well, so maybe he'll pick up the pace.
And to be fair, right, it's a question of halves when you're attacking. You know, we're almost always going to favor that rifle just a wee bit more. It's tricky to make the T-side op work at time when you're peeking into angles. So,
Depends,
understandable. Yeah. No chickens on this map, John.
No.
Seriously lacking.
I think there should be chickens on every map.
I think there should be a different type of animal for every map. Yeah. Get to work, Valve. Get to work.
Let's just have like panthers walking around here. How about that?
I mean, the panthers would be ancient, clearly.
Yeah. But still, like...
Well, what would Mirage have? What would the local fauna be?
It'd have to be a small animal, right? Because
cats.
It would get in the way. Could be cats. Could be rabbits, maybe.
I don't think they have rabbits in this region.
They probably don't, but I'm just saying.
Rats, maybe.
Rats work? Yeah, sure.
Rats will live anywhere, man. They are hardy creatures. Nuke would clearly have like a 3-eyed animal. Radioactive bunny.
Let's just put chickens.
Chickens everywhere. More chickens for the world.
There are always chickens somewhere, I think.
I mean, there are probably chickens. Yeah, chickens. I mean, they're a very efficient protein source, John.
Right.
You can basically feed them scraps and a little bit of feed here and there, and it turns into protein at a fairly reliable rate. And you don't have to care for them. You don't really have to cage them or anything. You just provide them a place to roost, and they're fine.
They just walk around and enjoy themselves.
Chickens, man. Chickens are great.
They're the best.
My girlfriend's allergic to chickens.
Oh.
Yeah, she, I guess, is something about like, and not ducks, but chickens. Something about their dander or their fluff or something. She can't do chickens, which is a shame because she loves chickens.
So can she eat them?
Oh yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's specifically about live chickens and the feathers and whatnot. I don't know if she'd have trouble plucking a chicken, but yes, she can eat chicken, no problem.
That's so interesting, being allergic to the actual chicken being alive, but when it's, you know, cooked on a plate for you, you're not.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's like the specific whatever it is with their feathers or dander. Yeah. She told me what it is specifically, and I forgot. But it's just funny to me that it's chickens and not ducks or other fowl. Specifically chickens. It seems like we are going to be going back live here in just a moment, folks. So thank you for putting up with our chicken conversation here. I swear, we're not chicken. We're not scared of getting back into the game. We're just waiting on the players. We wanted to make sure you were really familiar with Mirage before we saw the second half of play. Now, here's my question for you, John.
Yes.
Do I want to ask this question? Sure, I'm going to ask this question. It's your favorite question. We saw overtime on Inferno after the same half score. Are we going to get overtime here?
I wasn't going to say, because I was already thinking about the answer to this question before you even asked it.
Fire.
Honestly, the way that first half went and how back and forth it ended up being, even though you had the win streak coming through from Limitless towards the end and the round 5-1 in terms of rounds or 4-1 in terms of rounds, I feel like overtime is in the cards again. I think it's very much a possibility.
Ooh. All right, we're going to get another push in towards Palace. Actually, just towards the underpass now. They've got a player in dark. Player back by Firebox. and they've seen the guy ticket. Here comes the dive on in. Consti's ready for the first, the second as well. Consti knocking heads off of shoulders. Consti, what a round here.